this video, we're unboxing the $715 package containing over 90 LEGO minifigures. We'll review each minifigure's value individually to determine whether this purchase was worth it or an absolute waste. Without further ado, let the unboxing begin. Our first minifigure is this Luminara Unduli, which only ever appeared in the 2016 Clone Turbo Tank and is worth $71. We also have this amazing Minben Stormtrooper that only came out in the 2018 Imperial TIE Fighter and goes for $90. Next up is a Kashyyyk Scout Trooper that came out in 3 sets, and since he's got a cracked torso, he's worth about $10. We also have this $50 Quinlan Vos, which was only released in the Clone Turbo Tank, and here's this $35 Commander Gree, which only came out in 2 sets. Next, we have all 3 old commanders and captains exclusively released in the 2016 Captain Rex's ATTE. The first one is this old Commander Wolf, worth $30. Then we have this $25 Commander Gregor, and here's the most expensive out of all 3, this $63 old Captain Rex, who has great prints. Next, we have the OG 5th brother, worth $63, and he only ever appeared in the Captain Rex's ATTE. We also have a $14 Imperial Shock Trooper, who only ever appeared in the 2016 Galactic Empire Battle Pack. And here's a $3 Imperial TIE Fighter / TIE Striker pilot who came out in 3 sets. Here's another Imperial TIE Fighter pilot, this time worth $7 and exclusive to the 2018 Imperial TIE Fighter. Unfortunately, he has the wrong head, but luckily it's worth around the same price as the Angry Clone head. Next, we have 3 First Order Stormtroopers with rounded mouth patterns valued at around $3 each. We also have a $3 First Order Heavy Assault Stormtrooper with a rounded mouth pattern, which only came out in the 2016 First Order Battle Pack, and here are 2 Imperial Hover Tank pilots that only ever appeared in the 2016 Imperial Assault Hover Tank and go for $7 each, as they have cracks on their torso. We also have a $6 Jump Trooper exclusively released in the Galactic Empire Battle Pack, and here's a $4 Imperial Stormtrooper from Rebels who appeared in 6 sets. Our last minifigure in this first bag is the First Order TIE Fighter pilot that only came out in the 2017 Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter and is worth $12. Let's move to the small bag containing some of the Hobbit and Superheroes minifigures. Our first minifigure is Nori the Dwarf, who only came out in the Goblin King battle in 2012 and goes for $25 since he has a cracked torso. Next is Dory the Dwarf, who also came out in the same set as Nori and is worth $22 since he also has a cracked torso. Next, we have a few minifigures from the 2019 Welcome to Apocalypseburg set. First minifigure is this $50 Green Lantern, which is quite detailed. He even has an arm print. We also have this $79 Batman in his battle ready armor, who's also extremely detailed. Finally, we have this extremely expensive minifigure Harley Quinn, who goes for $230. Unfortunately, she has a few thin cracks on her torso, but overall she's still in great shape. Once again, the prints on that minifigure are just fantastic. Next up is another very expensive minifigure, Lord Kraken Skull, who only ever appeared in the 2017 Aaron's Rock Climber and goes for around $100 with his sword. Unfortunately, he's got a cracked torso, but this minifigure is so hard to find that it's still awesome to find one in this bundle. Let's move on to the next bag where we'll find some cool Star Wars and superheroes minifigures. First minifigure is this $4 Doctor Strange, who came out in 5 sets. We also have this $15 Vision, which came out in 2 sets, and here's a $4 Mysterio, which was exclusively released in the 2019 Stark Jet and the Drone Attack. We also have this $5 Bellatrix Lestrange, which only came out in the Harry Potter Series 2 pack, and here's an $11 Spider-Man, which only came out in the 2019 Molten Man battle. We also have a $4 Han Solo with cracked arms and torso released in 2 sets, and here's a $4 Ugnaught, which only came out in the 2016 Carbon Freezing Chamber. We also have this $3 Luke Skywalker and a $3 Monster Rocker that was only released in the Series 14 Polybag. Next is this $5 Classic Space minifigure released in 2 sets, and here's this $8 Mohawk who only came out in the Welcome to Apocalypseburg. We also have this $2 Birth Watcher from the Series 22 minifigures, and here's an $8 Trickster that has only ever appeared on a DVD. Lastly, we have the Singer from the Series 21 minifigures, and now let's move on to the next bag containing some amazing Star Wars minifigures. Let's start with this Boba Fett, who was released in 2 sets and is worth $12 since he's severely damaged. We also have this $7 Darth Maul who appeared in 2 sets, and here's the $9 Emperor Palpatine who was uniquely released in the 2015 Death Star Final Duel. Next up is this Kylo Ren, who only ever appeared in the Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter and goes for $14. We also have this $12 Qui-Gon Jinn, only released in the 2017 Duel on Naboo. And here's Anakin Skywalker during his transformation process, who only ever appeared in the 2017 Darth Vader transformation. Unfortunately, he has a cracked arm, so he's only worth about $5. Next up is Han Solo in his Imperial Mud Trooper uniform, who only came out in the Imperial TIE Fighter. This one is worth around $25 since he doesn't have the right cape and head. We also have this $13 Shirozim Wei, who only came out in the Imperial Assault Hover Tank, and here's a $9 base Malbus exclusively released in the 2016 AT-ST Walker. We have a couple more minifigures from this set. Our first is this $4 Rebel Trooper, and our second is this $6 Imperial AT-ST Driver. We also have another $4 Rebel Trooper from Rogue One released in the 2017 Rebel Trooper Battle Pack. Next up, we have a $3 Tusken Raider released in 5 sets, and here's another one, this time worth $4 and released in 3 sets. We also have a $16 Weequay Skiff Guard, who only ever appeared in the 2017 Desert Skiff Escape, and here's a $2 R2-D2 with his buddy C-3PO worth $3. Next is another Protocol droid, this $6 U-3PO released in a set and a book. He's one of my favorite Protocol droids, especially for his price. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. We also have a $4 Wookiee exclusively released in the 2016 Wookiee Gunship, and here's a $2 First Order crew member who only ever appeared in the 2016 First Order Battle Pack. Next up is this $3 Snap Wexley released in the 2016 Resistance X-Wing Fighter, and here's a $4 Luke Skywalker from Tatooine exclusively released in a book in 2014. Finishing this bag, we have the $7 Obi-Wan Kenobi released in 4 sets. We now have our last bag containing some nice minifigures. Our first one is this $9 Raptor, which came out in 2 sets, and we have many more dinosaurs. 4 small Raptors worth $10 in total, and 1 more gray baby Raptor worth an additional $2. Next up is this $5 Black Panther released in 2 sets, and here's King Halberd from Nexo Knights exclusively released in the 2017 Knight in the Castle, and worth about $17 since he's missing his cape. We also have this $4 Macy Halberd, who only ever appeared in the 2018 Berserker Bomber, and here's this $3 Lance Richmond released in 4 sets. We also have another copy of this minifigure, but only he has a different shield this time. Next up, we have 3 Aaron. Both at the edges were released in 4 sets and are worth $2 each, while the one in the middle was uniquely released in the 2016 Fortrex and is worth $4. Next is this $5 Clay uniquely released in a 2018 book, and I gotta say his equipment is quite impressive. We also have another Clay, this time released in 3 sets, and he goes for $3. Next up is this Flamethrower released in 3 sets and worth $3 since he's missing his quiver. We also have a $10 Berserker exclusively released in the Berserker Bomber, and here's a $3 Royal Soldier / King's Guard, which only came out in the Knight and Castle. Next up is Jestro, released in 2 sets and worth $9 since he's missing his cape. We also have a $2 Cole exclusively released in the 2024 Tournament Training Ground Polybag, and here's this $19 Scribble Cop who only came out in the Welcome to Apocalypseburg. We also have this $1 Emmet, and here's Dr. Octopus, who was exclusively released in the 2014 Doc Ock Truck Heist and is only worth $5 without his mechanical arms. Next up is this $3 Jay, which only came out in the 2024 Jay's Mech Battle Pack, and here's this $4 Knight Protector exclusively released in the Series 22 Minifigures Polybag. We also have a $4 Pug Costume Guy exclusively released in the Series 21 Minifigures Polybag, and here's this $4 Sweet Mayhem, which only came out in the 2019 Sweet Mayhem Sistar Starship. I thought at first that it wasn't an authentic LEGO minifigure, but it turns out that it is. We also have another Series 21 minifigure, a $4 Beekeeper, and also a $10 White Stone statue exclusively released in the Knight in Castle. Next up is this $1 Harry Potter released in 2 sets, and he has the wrong pants color. We also have a $3 This Cowboy, who only came out in the Series 1 Video Bandmates, and here's this $5 Roxy missing her shoulder pad exclusively released in Welcome to Apocalypseburg. Next up is this $2 Rex Danger Vest, who only ever appeared in the 2019 Rex's Plantimal Ambush Polybag, and here's a $3 Robin Underwood with an armor exclusively released in the Knight in Castle. Finally, we have the LEGO Movie 2 Heart and Star, Macy's Plume Feathered Ponytail, and a random hairpiece, which I'm not sure whose hair it is. If you do, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Here are some more amazing LEGO minifigure unboxing videos that you can watch next. See you there.